that there is a reason why people forget that it's originally a French grape.
Well, you don't let me forget. You remind me every day that Malbec comes from France.
Every morning I wake you up. Hi, I'm Victoria. Welcome to my channel called Come Back with Wine, where I review affordable wines in a light-hearted way. During this episode, I will cover the 2024 wine trends. Trend number 1, sparkling wine. Now, while champagne is declining year on year, some other forms of sparkling wine, such as Prosecco and English sparkling, are showing really strong growth.
English sparkling
Yes.
is outperforming champagne. Wow. I've read that English sparkling is superior in taste to champagne and wins
Ooh.
all the awards. What do you say to that?
Well, I think there's space for both of them, but I would also say, imitation is definitely the greatest form of flattery. Sorry, that's my French snobbiness coming out. Yes, so while drinking sparkling used to be more of a celebration type of drink, now, people just kind of, pop a cork at any opportunity they have, and it's almost as popular as still wine now.
Yourself included.
Yeah, to be honest,
down the bottle this afternoon of sparkling wine.
Guilty. The next trend is New Zealand Sauvignon Blanc. Now that kind of, mouth-watering acidity, kind of zestiness and freshness of that lovely New Zealand Sauvignon Blanc is just so popular with Brits, and I think it will continue to be in the next few years as well. And last but not least, Malbec. Malbec is also hugely popular in the UK. Now, while 70% of Malbecs is made in Argentina, please don't forget that it originated initially from a place in France called Cahors. And the wines from Cahors are not to be forgotten as well, because they're also lovely wines.
Heaven forbid we forget it's French. I suppose this is a French Malbec, is it?
Oh, yes. How did you guess? We're going to try a bit of French Malbec.
I think we're going to have to change the intro. Hello, my name's Victoria. Welcome to Come Back with Wine, where I review wines and make sure you know that everything French is great and everything else is rubbish.
That's not true. I choose New Zealand Sauvignon Blanc, not Sancerre, so...
Okay.
Firstly, we'll start by trying the Chapel Down non-vintage English sparkling that you can buy in Sainsbury's, Tesco or Waitrose for £27.
Non-vintage.
It means it's not from a specific year, and they've blended kind of the champagne from different years. Or kind of that consistency of taste, so you kind of know what you're going to get when you buy a bottle.
Oh, okay. So they don't have good years and bad years. It always tastes the same.
Well, there is good vintages or bad vintages, but they try to make sure that doesn't happen, and that, it's kind of consistency. Every time you buy the bottle, you know the taste you're going to get. Yes, so this one, if you've already tried an English sparkling, I'm sure you'll be familiar with Chapel Down, because it's probably the most, popular English sparkling wine. It's the vineyards are based in Kent. The similarities and the differences between English sparkling and champagne, there's actually a lot of similarities. Already they use the same champagne blend, so the same grape varietals for the blend. They use the traditional method, which is where they add yeast and some liqueur de tirage, which is basically sugar, to the bottle, so it forms the bubble. And the climate is also very similar. It's got that kind of, cool continental climate in Champagne, and also, in some parts of England as well. And more we're seeing loads of vineyards, opening up everywhere in England, which is really, really great, actually, to have all this, wine made kind of around the corner from us. And so the differences between English sparkling and champagne is kind of the taste profile can vary. So the English sparkling is you've got a higher acidity. Sometimes the flavors can be less kind of complex, like less layers of flavors, because the vines are still very young, very new, versus, obviously in Champagne they have older vines. And also sometimes you don't get that kind of biscuity taste that you get with champagne. But you get that kind of, you know, freshness, kind of apple, more appley flavors with English sparkling.
So, not exactly the affordable wine that we should be testing, right?
Yeah, no, that's true. Well, unfortunately, English sparkling are so expensive, is it? I mean, it's so funny because it is around, you know, it is here and you don't pay for the, you know, importation of the wine. But I guess, yeah, it's just the demand. There's a big demand for it. But I'm hoping, you know, as there's vineyards popping out of nowhere, and then if we do get, you know, the volumes in England, then hopefully you'll get, you know, better price for it. Because at the moment it's probably as expensive or even more expensive than champagne, really. So on the nose, I'm getting definitely that kind of apple is the first kind of note that hits me. Green apple, definitely citrusy, kind of zesty, kind of lemony scent, and maybe some orange blossom as well. So it's very high in acidity. And again, I'm getting that kind of, green apple, zesty lemon, and a bit of orange blossom. It's really nice because even though it's like high in acidity, it's also smooth at the same time. And yeah, really refreshing and, you know, mouth-watering. You just want to have more of it, really. Yeah, really nice. Next wine we're going to try is Yealands, which is a New Zealand Sauvignon Blanc from Marlborough that I bought in Sainsbury's for £10.50. Now, New Zealand Sauvignon Blanc has been popular with the Brits for a number of years, but it just continues to be so popular. And last year was a good harvest, so we can expect some good quality wine on the shelves coming up soon. Marlborough is the biggest region in New Zealand to produce Sauvignon Blanc. And also, it's a perfect place to make that grape as great as it is, because it's a maritime climate with very sunny days. The level of UVs is very strong and there's not much pollution as well. So really, it's such a perfect climate to make this wine as good as it is. New Zealand Sauvignon Blanc is also drunk very young, because it does better to be drunk fresh, and it doesn't really, aging doesn't really work with that type of wine. So the fresher the better, basically, with this one. Ooh, so yeah, really strong on the nose. I'm definitely getting kind of with that gooseberry, that's a kind of green pepper, that cut grass. Basically, all those notes you're expecting when you smell or taste a New Zealand Sauvignon Blanc. It's very distinctive. Yeah, very bold flavors. It really, really packs a punch. So high acidity, really kind of that zesty, zingy, kind of lemony flavor, gooseberry, a little bit of that kind of green pepper as well. And on the nose, you definitely get that kind of those herbaceous flavors. And the finish is, yeah, really quite long, actually. I still can taste it now. So, yeah, really, really nice wine as well. The last wine we're going to try is the Malbec Duclos 2022 that I bought in Waitrose for £10.99. Now, the reason I chose a Malbec from Cahors is, although I do like Argentinian Malbec as well, I just thought it was a bit different because I think sometimes we forget that you know, the Malbec grape originated from France, because obviously Argentinian is so popular, and actually 70% of Malbec is produced in Argentina. So, you know, that there is a reason why people forget that it's originally a French grape.
Well, you don't let me forget. You remind me every day that Malbec comes from France.
Every morning I wake you up to remind you of that, yeah. But the wines are very different in style. So your Argentinian Malbec are probably a bit smoother, easier to drink. You get those notes of like almost like chocolate and raspberries, whereas the wines from Cahors are usually kind of stronger in tannins, and yeah, a little bit kind of probably a bit bolder in flavor as well. So anyway, let's try it. So the color of Malbec is always very dark, almost like black, with a little bit of kind of a purple tint. It's because the grape is very thick. It's got very thick skin, and that's also why the tannins are quite high. Ooh, so the first note I get on the nose is that kind of leather scent. So I get that first, and then I get fruits. In terms of fruit, I get that kind of ripe, you know, black cherry, also blackberry, maybe a hint of vanilla. Yeah, so really high tannins. High, but still quite, you know, I wouldn't say they're super harsh. They're still kind of elegant and well balanced. And in terms of flavor, yeah, the body is really good. Definitely getting leather, that kind of ripe black cherry flavor as well. In terms of finish, I would say probably medium finish. Yeah, probably a medium finish, although I can still taste it now. So I'd probably say kind of medium to long. And yeah, really, yeah, very pleasant wine as well.
You fancy a steak now?
Yeah, I do actually, yeah. Can you go and cook me a filet of steak, please? In terms of value score, I'm going to score the Chapel Down 7.5 out of 10. Now, I thought it was a really lovely sparkling, but my chest, I've got a bit of a question mark whether you could find, you know, a probably better quality sparkling at a cheaper price, whether it's a champagne or another type of sparkling. Because I thought it was great and I loved the flavors, but I'm just, yeah, it's still kind of £27 a bottle. So I want to be absolutely blown away.
You are just marking it down because it's English.
No, I'm not. I do like it, and I have bought it before, and it's really nice. But yeah, I just have a bit of a question mark whether you can find a cheaper champagne or Crémant or something like that. Secondly, the Yeelan, New Zealand Sauvignon Blanc from Marlborough. Now that one I'm going to give a really good score, a 9 out of 10, because really the flavor is really, you try it and it's so bold, so strong. And yeah, it's got a long finish and it's basically all you want from a New Zealand Sauvignon Blanc in terms of taste profile. So yeah, really impressed with that. And next time I go to Sainsbury's, I'm definitely getting another bottle. Thirdly, the Malbec from Cahors that I bought in Waitrose for £10.99. I forgot the name already. Malbec Duclos. I'm going to give that one a value score of 7 out of 10. I thought it was a really nice red, like that kind of leathery notes, but I thought it kind of wasn't as fruity, and maybe kind of the finish wasn't as long as I'd want it to be. But I still thought it was a good quality wine, but I just wasn't like blown away by it. That's it for me today. Thank you very much for watching my channel. Please press like, share it with your friends and family, and subscribe to my channel as I'll be posting more videos where I review wine. And next week, I'm going to review Spanish wine. So Rioja versus Ribera del Duero. Apologies for the pronunciation. Merci beaucoup, à bientôt, au revoir.